Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to VTP Stage 2 online technical Tuesday coaching call 196 for the 16th of June 2026. I hope you're well. Hope you're enjoying a good start to the week. Hope you're enjoying these rather eventful markets. I've had a couple of tech issues this morning, so I am hoping that if you're here in the room that you can see the slides and you can hear me okay. If you could confirm that, I'd appreciate it, just to make sure the tech's working in our favor before we push on. That would be beneficial. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Peter. Excellent. As always, you are very welcome here. Just remember that you're always responsible for your own trading decisions. Okay. So, yeah, here we go. So hopefully you can still now see the platforms. All right. So it's, yeah, there's not that I would expect it to have changed, but it's just reaffirming that. Okay. Yen and Canadian dollar are weak. Sterling is strong, and I'd probably put euro in there as well, with it just on the 7 hour. The 4 hour score of 7. All right. Whereas, as I said, dollar, you can see there that the latest is ebbing away, and you can see it. You can see it there yourselves. All right. But anyway, let us have a look at what that's telling us. Okay. So as always, start with dollar profile. So Aussie dollar on the daily, euro dollar on the daily, pound dollar on the daily, dollar Swiss, Kiwi dollar, dollar Canadian, dollar yen, and the dollar index. Okay, so as always, you know by now, let's start with the dollar index. Okay, Woomph. So dollar index on the weekly chart. So I was just doing a piece here on sort of, on basically supply and demand, on basically strike zones, etc. And how, if you look at that for the weekly chart, that's where we found ourselves really, for just over a year now, really. You can see we've just been bouncing between there, can't you? And when we look at every time we've come up to that big round number from 100, the last few times we've come up, tapped it, and dropped away, haven't we? And it looks like we're doing that the same here. And if I go down to the daily chart, yeah, you can see, the daily chart, we pumped up here, and then Thursday, all right, I talked about this is a kind of bearish double top, bearish engulfing. Okay, I can't remember if it was a key reversal off the top of my head. It was on other charts, but not on, I don't think it was on the dollar index. What was the low the previous day? 99.44, and we closed at 99.45. So it was an engulfing candle, but not a key reversal candle. Remember, key reversal has to close lower than low, but it's still a double top bearish at that big round number 100. And of course, we've had that little bit of a relief rally working our way down here. And if we go down to the 4 hour chart, yeah, if we go down to 4 hour chart, well, that was the big, that was an engulfing candle, key reversal candle off 100 on Thursday, and then you can see how we basically we sat on the 50 whilst the 20 came down and coiled our way up, gapped down on the piece deal. Okay, then we had a little bit of a bounce here, and we ran up, and that's a fiery cross there. Okay, ran up to where the 20 hits the 50, and it's dropped its way off there. So we don't really have any major news announcements this afternoon, and we've not really got any earnings instead. But I think what will happen is, of course, as more of the details get fleshed out or not for this deal, for this peace deal, that will be what kind of the market takes an interest in, and then we'll also see, as I said, I've got quite a lot of central bankers speaking as well this week. All right, people will be curious to see what's happening there. Yeah, when we look at that, so bang, if we look at dollar CAD here, once again, I've been looking at just talking about here dollar CAD. This was double bottom on the weekly chart. Okay, there's a kind of a strike zone here, and how we had basically supported it for a couple of years now on the weekly charts there, haven't we? Every time it's come down to this level, it's kind of bounced off it. All right, every time it's come down to it, all right, this kind of 135 area. And we bounced up it, but equally, we're coming up now into another sort of strike zone around about 140 there. And that has been, if we look at that for the last 6 weeks, that has been a great trend. Interestingly, that is, this is what the kind of peace deal here, or the first ceasefire, right? 31st of March, and dollar reversed, okay, and Canadian weakened, all right. And interestingly, you just see how that is a that's a nice trend, isn't it? That is a nice trend. Okay, Shara banged there, and it just literally has worked its way up there. Now we're back up at 140 at that level. Is it going to double top here? Okay, are we going to see sort of dollar weakness? So this is the thing: is you've got dollar weakening, but the CAD is also weak. All right, so remember, I don't really want to trade weakness versus weakness. I want to trade strength v weakness. That's ideally what we want to look at and do. But certainly, if we look at, so for example, even Aussie against dollar, all right, that's strength a little bit. Kiwi against dollar, it's generally worked that way. All right, euro against dollar, pound against the dollar, okay, dollar against the Swiss franc. Even dollar against yen is a bit, is a bit scruffy, and we're at that 160 level. Okay, so as I said, I'm going to be curious to see what it is, and we'll look at the yen in a moment anyway. But yeah, you can see that is, that kind of dollar weakness is the theme. All right, that kind of, war off, risk on, relief rally. That's the theme. All right, that's what we can take on board from that. And you can see that in the charts themselves.